How you guys doing? It's 514 Mystic from BookieBullies.com, and this is a little something I like to call the rundown. Now, I know a lot of you are expecting me to be hiding today, not doing no show today because we went 1 of 9. Yes, 1 of 9. So we did horrible last night. Only had one pick go true, and that was the last game of the night. And you know what? It is what it is. These things happen. This is why you don't bet what you can't afford to lose. I tell you all the time. You take L's. This is, it's you try to your best to put everything in your advantage. You try your best to put all the statistical edges on your side, but ultimately it's a game, and sometimes things go south. And as you seen yesterday, a lot of things happened that wasn't supposed to happen. Giannis Antetokounmpo finished with 13 points. The Dallas Mavericks lost to the Bulls, which we could have. Towards the end, I actually noticed that the Dallas Mavericks could have possibly lost because they had Otto Porter coming back for Chicago, and he's a defensive presence. Although he's not really a scorer, he's a defensive presence, a defensive leader, and that played a factor. You got a lot of plays that just didn't go through. So it is what it is. Take it with a grain of salt, and you move on to other things. As you could hear, I got the little one in the background making some noise, cheering daddy on. So it is what it is, and let's just get right into it. We're gonna start from the top in this NHL. So got the Montreal Canadiens versus the New York Islanders. Islanders, they're favorite to win. They're at home. 5.5 is the total. The under. Uh, the under is even money right now. Islanders is really, it's really that. That's all you should be looking at. You shouldn't even be looking at Montreal. They haven't been playing good on the road. They haven't been playing good at home. They don't play good anywhere that they have a game. Right now they're chasing lottery picks. Hopefully they have a 10% chance to get in the lottery pick as long as they stay out of the playoffs. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna stay out of the playoffs. So it is what it is. You got Thomas Grice who's gonna be going up against Carey Price. Pretty good game. I don't have a play in this game because something tells me that Montreal wins this one, and I can't bet on Montreal. So, with all that said, I'm going to move on to other things. If anything, I'd like to put the under 5.5, but even that is a little bit skeptical. Like, I'm a little skeptical of that too, so maybe stay away. Next, we got the Ottawa Senators versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. Penguins are the heaviest favorite on the board today. Tied with Vegas. But anyways, they're pretty much the heaviest favorite on the yeah, pretty much the heaviest favorite on the board today. Not even tied with Vegas because Vegas is 3 cents more than Pittsburgh. Uh, Pittsburgh, if you wanted to bet on the puck line, it's also not paying very much, $1.80 to your $1. 6.5 is the total, maybe the over, but then that means that Ottawa would have to score a point. No play in that game either. There's not enough value on Pittsburgh. There's not enough value on the under, and it's a little weird to bet on, if you ask me. So no play in that game either. Next, we got the St. Louis Blues versus the New York Rangers. Rangers playing a really good game right now. St. Louis, they're up and down, but they contain their opponents. They don't really cover puck lines, but they contain their opponents. What do we got here? 68 cents on your buck for St. Louis. Whopping 225 for the home dog. What if I told you that Georgia holds it down tonight and the New York Rangers win this game? Yes, this is what I think is going to happen. Now, obviously, Bennington is going to be at net, and uh, it's going to be a very tough matchup for these guys, in my opinion, because I'm convinced 100% that the New York Rangers scored 3 goals tonight. Now, does the St. Louis Blues match that intensity and take the game to overtime, or do they win flat out and try to shut that down? I believe the New York Rangers score goals tonight, and as a result, I got the Rangers to win. An even better pick would be the over 6.0 because I don't think St. Louis is going to get rolled over like that. So you could call it the correlated parlay, but I would go with a single in this one, even though I have both plays. So I got the Rangers as the home dog, and I got the over 6.0 in this game. Next, we got the Boston Bruins versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. Boston, they're on the road, 180 to 1 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. 5.5 is the total. Easy, easy fade on the under because most people are going towards the over. There's about a dime fade of the over. Um, it's going to be a competitive game. I don't know why Tampa Bay is so heavily favored. They just cracked the playoff spot. I mean, yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs and all, but they haven't been overly impressive throughout the whole season. And Boston, they have Tuukka Rask net, who's been really, really good. Give me the road dog here, 205 to 1. I think it should be closer to even money. And towards game time, I think it's gonna even out, and more people are gonna be betting on the Boston Bruins. So give me the Boston Bruins here, money line to beat the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tuukka Rask versus the Big Cat Vasilevsky. Next, we got the Buffalo Sabres versus the Winnipeg Jets, two teams who are not in the playoff hunt. Winnipeg, though, they're in a wild card situation, so they're not in the playoffs, but they might be able to fight for a playoff spot and get into the wild card position. So this is going to be an important game for Winnipeg. I don't like to bet on Winnipeg, and rightfully so. They're not that good, but you know what? The 160 is obviously is also not a very high paying number either, so it's not even that's not even enough to convince me. No play in this game. Next, we got the Nashville Predators versus the Minnesota Wild. Nashville coming off of a game where they just got blown out. It was like 8-2 or 8-1. It was a horrible show out for the Nashville Predators. They're playing against the Wild, who you know they're all right. They disappoint a lot of guys. When you bet against them, they win. When you bet on them, sometimes they cover. I don't have a play in this game because I feel like as men in Nashville, they're probably going to try to show up today. So they just got blown out yesterday. They're in a back-to-back situation. I don't think they win. Back-to-backs have proven to be horrible for every NHL team this season. If you bet on a team to lose in a back-to-back situation this season, you would have won about 90% of your wins, unless that back-to-back involved the Capitals early on in the season or the Boston Bruins early on in the season. But for the most part, teams just been getting shattered in back-to-backs. But I think after a blowout like this one, I feel like the Nashville Predators bring the game, and I like the over in this game. No play outside of the over. Next, we got the Anaheim Ducks versus the Chicago Blackhawks. Neither team is in the playoff hunt. No play in this game. Edmonton Oilers coming off of a big win yesterday versus the Dallas Stars. No play in this game. Vegas versus the Devils. Vegas just not enough money on Vegas, it's just not. They're not giving you enough money for the money line here. And Jersey, they could upset these guys. They could make it a real game. And ooh, the 5.5 is the total, in opposed to a 6.5. I like the over in this game. Let's check some historicals real quick for the first historical check. Brought to you by BookieBullies.com. Let's just check real quick to see if there's any value to my over, because most people are slated towards the over. So in the last few games, Jersey's 5-0 at the spread when they play against Vegas. So if you wanted to put the plus 1.5, good pick. It's paying even money on both sides. Jersey's 5-0 at the spread in their last 5 games overall. The unders hit in 5 of the last 5 games, but granted, um, Jersey's games are typically at Jersey's games are typically at 6.0, 6.5. So just because it's went over in the last few games doesn't necessarily mean that that is going to go over, or sorry, that has gone under in the last few games. That is necessarily going to go under in this one. Uh, but they've been keeping games competitive. Jersey has, yeah, they have. But when they play against Vegas, the games seem to go over. Vegas 7-1 in their last 8 games at home. I don't think this is the game that they lose to anybody. But again, I can't bet on the puck lines. Towards the end of the season, the defensive intensity just rises. I have no play in this game only because of value. I don't like to give you guys money lines, paying $1.30 on your buck and stuff like that. I honestly like to give you guys picks that are gonna cash, picks that are gonna make money. So I'm gonna have to stay away for my opinion. Next, we got the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the San Jose Sharks. Sharks coming off of a big win over the weekend where they beat the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now they're underdog against Toronto, and I will tell you this: I have a big lean on the Sharks tonight. No play in this game, but a big lean on the Sharks tonight. I don't think Toronto wins tonight. So gonna move on to the NBA. In the NBA, it's a relatively moderate slate of NBA today. Got the Spurs versus the Charlotte Hornets. Spurs just lost yesterday. We knew they were gonna lose, but we didn't have the loss. We had the total. Totals at 210.5, and it could go either way. I don't have a play in this game because I feel like both teams are shit, and there's no real reason to bet on garbage teams. We're gonna move along to the Brooklyn Nets versus the Boston Celtics. Boston 6.0 favorite. 219.0 is the total. I wonder if Kemba Walker's coming back. That's gonna be something good to know. Brooklyn is trending in the wrong direction. I'll tell you guys this much. So let's just check to see if Kemba Walker's playing, which I doubt. Kemba Walker is good to go. Jason Tatum is the one who seems like he's gonna be out today, but he's a game time decision. They're saying he's sick. I think he's gonna play anyways. Give me the Boston Celtics minus 6.0 and the over 219 in this game. Next, we got the LA Clippers versus the OKC Thunder. Clippers, they haven't played since the weekend. 4.5 favorite for the Clippers. 228.5 is the total. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, he's going to have to protect home court today versus the Clippers. It's going to be hype. 228 is a lot of points, but I'd like to put the under. I honestly would, but I'm not sure still. Now, let's see here. Is Kawhi Leonard playing? Everybody seems to be playing. Nobody's getting no rest time today. I, maybe stay tuned. I don't have a play so far. Maybe I'd go over 228.5. The only thing, but I don't have a play so far because I feel like last minute maybe they're gonna rest Kawhi or something. Like, you know what I mean? It's also Paul George's return to OKC. I don't think they're gonna be very receptive to him. So I wouldn't be surprised if OKC actually covered, and not only covered but won. But let's not get so ballsy. Give me the over in this game temporarily. That might change. Look out for me on Twitter. Yesterday I didn't post my plays on Twitter. Got ended up getting exhausted, passing out. Things happen. But if you guys watch the show, you guys got your free plays, so that doesn't matter. Twitter followers, they're free to come on YouTube. There's nothing stopping them from clicking on YouTube and coming and give us a visit. So no harm lost, no harm found. No love lost, no love found either. Um, Talk about love. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the New Orleans Pelicans. Love hasn't played in Minnesota for a while, but you know, I was listening to Fat Joe talking about one feeling like Minnesota, wondering where the love go. You know what I mean? And I thought that was an interesting bar, which brought us into this. Got off topic. But yeah, 11.5 favorite is the Pelicans. Kind of a lot of points. 246.5 is the total. No play in this game. It's a lot of points for me. Yes, Pelicans are good. Yes, Zion is nice. All of this other stuff, but it's kind of a lot of points. I'm gonna have to shy away from this game. Next, we got the Denver Nuggets versus the Golden State Warriors. 16.0 favorite. Watch Golden State cover this game. I wouldn't even be 12.25 to 1 is the money line for Golden State. I wouldn't even be surprised if Golden State pulled off the victory here. I wonder if Draymond Green's playing. He's been taking a lot of rest days. This guy. He's out. They're saying it's a knee injury. Curry's out also. He's not coming back right now. Paul Millsap's game time decision. So is Noah Vonleh. No play in this game. I just think that's outrageous. But give me the under. Actually, I said no play. Give me the under 218.5. But I feel like Golden State wins this game. You know, these 16, 17.5s. It's 16.0, but 16, 17.5s. The twice a season, the underdog ends up winning, and every single time the underdogs ends up covering. I just can't bet on Golden State because they're a bunch of D leaguers right now. Let's be real. But like I'm giving you this stat off the top of my head, and I'm telling you this. Every season this happens. 16 and up. Well, 16.5 really. This is a 16.0, so it's just at the notch. But 16.5, 17.5, 18.5, these teams lose when they're so favorite. And if they don't lose, they have a hard time covering, and it ends up being a nail biter. So don't bet on the Nuggets to cover. Even if they do, just be content with that. But if any of you guys have a link or a website where you could go and check these numbers, feel free to go and check it out. But I'm telling you this, 16.5 and up typically do not cover. It's just something that happens. I'm telling you this. So give me the under 218.5 because I don't think Golden State gets to 100 points, but that's pretty much it. Next, we got the Toronto Raptors versus the Phoenix Suns. Toronto 4.5 favorite, 224.0 is the total. Phoenix coming off of an embarrassing loss where they lost to Golden State. They shouldn't have lost that game. Golden State shouldn't have even been in their stratosphere. The game still went under, which was a play that I had in that game. But they lost to Golden State, which is horrible. Um, should be a bounce back game for them, but it's going to be a tough customer in the Raptors coming to town. Good luck to them. 224 is the total. I like the over, but no play in this game. I'm going to watch though. Next, we got Philly versus the Lakers. Great game right here. Lakers 12.0 favorite, kind of a lot. Anthony Davis got rested last game, so he should be playing today. 220.5 is the total. Should be an easy cover for the Lakers because Philly only got Al Horford and Tobias Harris. How much minutes could Tobias Harris really play? I think they're going to be outmuscled, outgunned, out everything, outperformed. Lakers to cover and under 220.5. If you could buy some points, maybe buy the under, so go like 9.5, which is like the closest to 50 cents on your buck that you could get. Like no lower than 50 cents on your buck. So if you could buy some points down to the 9.5, 8.5 without going under 50 cents on your dollar, basically like a 1.5 to 1, then I would suggest you do it because 12 points is still a lot, but I think the Lakers cover this one. Next, we got the Wizards versus the Sacramento Kings. And Wizards, tough team versus the Sacramento Kings, which is a equally tough team. These guys, honestly, they're both in the kind of the same category. Wizards are right at the nose of getting into the playoffs, and the Kings, well, they're battling between 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's gonna be a tough game for both sides. 235.5 is the total, and in Wizards game, I like to put the over because Wizards always go over, but then the Kings don't necessarily, although they have in the last few games. Now we're gonna do a little bit of research since it's the last game, but I'm still not 100% convinced as far as this total goes. If anything tells me to put the under, I'm just gonna avoid it altogether. So in the last few games, 5-0 straight up at home is the Sacramento Kings. 4-1 at the spread at home is the Sacramento Kings. The under has hit in 5 of the last 5 games when playing against Washington. Washington on their end, they're horrible on the road. 5-16 in the last 21. That's this season. The under is hit. Actually, the over is hit in 8 of the last 12 when they're on the road against Sacramento. So the number is Sacramento is Sacramento's games have gone under in 5 of the. You see how no, this is why you have to check do your research and check on your own. You have to use your own 2 cents because these numbers here, they're telling me on one side that the totals have gone under in 5 of the last 5 games when Sacramento plays Washington. But in the same breath, they'll tell you that the total has gone that the total has gone over in 8 of the last 12 games when Washington plays on the road against against Sacramento. So that number doesn't necessarily equate to anything. 8 of the last 12 is doesn't matter. We're talking about two teams in two different conferences, and these two conferences don't like they typically see each other twice a season, sometimes only once because they're not in the same conference, like a home game and then a road game. Last time these guys seen each other was in November, and then the time before that was all the way back in March of last year. Yeah, so anyways, no play in this game. So that's pretty much it for me. Before I give you guys the Bookie Bullies rundown, I'd love for you guys to go ahead and smash that like button, share, hit the notification bell so you're posted anytime I post videos like these, and hit the comment section because making money is a team sport. So feel free to hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys have for today and how you feel about it. You know what I mean? How you guys feel about what I'm giving you guys for today. So without further ado, let me give you guys the rundown starting from the top. We got the New York Rangers for the upset money line against the reigning defending champs. Got the over 6.0 in the St. Louis Blues versus the Rangers. Got the Boston Bruins money line as road dogs versus Tampa Bay. Got the over 6.0 in the Predators versus the Wild. Got the over 5.5 in Jersey versus Vegas. Got the Boston Celtics minus 6.5 versus Brooklyn. Got the over 219.0 in the Brooklyn versus Boston. Got the over 228.5 in the Clippers versus OKC. Got the under 218.5 in Golden State versus Denver. Got the Lakers minus 12.0 and the under 220.5 in that game. So that's 11 plays. Maybe they'll be posted on my Twitter, but if you stayed until the end, then you got these plays on your own. So that's pretty much it for me, and I'll tell you like I tell you all the time. Please do not bet what you can't afford to lose. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. You're not gonna get rich overnight. So please bet responsibly, do what you gotta do, be safe, be good, and I'll see you again tomorrow.